Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
Today is actually Astronomy Day, our 9th annual Astronomy Day. We have the Amateur Observer Society of New York here who are donating their time and talent to bring astronomy to the general public, set up their telescopes outside to observe the sun and all these great exciting things that are happening on the sun. 9 years ago, when the museum decided that they would like to expand the offerings here as a center of learning and education here in the heart of Nassau County, astronomy being the oldest of the sciences, we thought it was a great idea to introduce this to the general public, and so gave birth to our planetarium coming in the fall.
We support the Cradle of Aviation's programs such as Astronomy Day, which helps broaden the public's knowledge of science and especially the science of astronomy. We're showing the sun in general white light where you can see sunspots, and we're showing the sun in a special narrow band hydrogen alpha filtering, which shows the prominences and other features that you can only see at that specific wavelength of light. Some of us have telescopes as big as 30 inches in diameter, and so we can see things that professionals can see. Some of us are doing almost professional level astrophotography also, which is something relatively new. In the last 10 years, the equipment has come out for amateurs where they can, by use of computers, develop pictures digitally that rival what used to be taken by the professionals.
Most people probably can find the Big Dipper. We're pretty familiar with it. So it'll be in the northern sky, a little bit up at about maybe 45 degrees behind us. And from the Big Dipper, you can basically learn all the other constellations. That's the key. If you're using the Big Dipper, you have the 4 stars of the bucket. The 2 stars on the end of the bucket, if you draw an imaginary line up, it will actually point to Polaris. So you'll find the North Star itself. This is one case in which being fat is a good thing. You want as fat a telescope as you can afford, not necessarily long or big this way, but the fatter you get, the more you can see, the more light you can see. The orange Celestron C8 is one of the top-of-the-line units. We brought it here to demonstrate the ultimate in robotics. You need to know nothing about astronomy. You basically pull it outside, you can pick the tour button, and at that moment, it'll take you on a tour of the heavens, showing you everything that's out there at that moment.
We're making meteorites. You put all these ingredients like space dust, rocks, and ice in it, and you mix it together, and it turns out a meteorite, like over there. We learned that what they're made up of, and that like shooting stars, the things that they're coming off of it are really space dust.
Tell me about the planetarium, the portable skylab.
Once you first start to go in, it's pitch black, and then once you start to get into the middle of it, it's a whole big thing of constellations. Yeah, constellations, and they show you the Big Dipper, the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and all they show Mars. They show Mars. They show planets. They even show Earth compared to the other ones, and they show meteorites and things.
This big gray bubble is Starlab. It's a portable planetarium. It's not a full professional planetarium like what we'll have in our IMAX theater or large dome theater, but it's the next best thing.
There's only 2 types of telescopes: refractors like binoculars and reflectors. Binoculars like refracted telescopes all use lenses to gather their light and bring light to a focus. Refraction means to bend. so it bends the light to a focus. The reflecting mirror at the bottom end of this tube here is curved inward like the inside of a spoon. We call that a concave curve. And by virtue of that curvature, when light reflects off the surface, it also converges as a cone of light to a focus. It's intercepted up here by a flat diagonal mirror at a 45-degree angle, so it shoots the light out the side of the tube into the focuser there where the eyepiece is located. Isaac Newton created this design a few hundred years ago, so we call it in his honor a Newtonian reflector telescope. I just love the opportunities to show people the craters on the moon, the rings of Saturn, and the sunspots on the sun. It really is a treat for people.